Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream. Welcome to a new week. More chaos is upon us. It's the reason why Bitcoin dipped below 65,000 last night. It's looking a little better today, but let's see what happens. There's a lot to discuss, a lot of geopolitical stuff to discuss, a lot of crypto stuff to discuss. Let's get to it. All right, guys, welcome. We are starting out the day at $66,000. So obviously better than last night when Bitcoin fell down to 64,000. That was scary. We did this all of a sudden, and I did my Sunday video and try to explain what was happening. But today I think we have a little more clarity on who did this. But as you can see, Bitcoin is strong, and we are slowly coming back to that 66.9 mark, and we have done that several times. So it does seem like the bulls are putting up a fight. Bulls are not just letting the bears win at this point, which is really, really good. So if you're looking at the U.S. market today, it's kind of mixed. People are still trying to digest what to make of this Supreme Court tariff ruling. So if you missed it, Friday, Supreme Court came out and said, no, Trump's tariffs are legal under the EPA law, which is a power granted a president during like national emergencies or wartime. Okay. Because this whole thing about tariffs was phrased around national emergency, how like all these countries were ripping us off and stuff like that, and somehow it's emergency. The Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that, but you have the power to put tariffs with other sections of the law that we have in place. So that's exactly what he's doing. But Trump, of course, does not like the ruling. And, you know, during the press conference, attacked the Supreme Court. He did it in this post. He just going on and on and on, and how they don't know what they're doing, and they're going to end up, defending China. Somehow it came out or whatever. But then he takes their ruling like, okay, I get full authority to do whatever tariffs I want to do under other sections like Section 122 and Section 301. Had he put the tariffs under Section 301, it would have made sense to begin with, because that's tariffs for discriminatory like trade practices, right? So that makes more sense, but he has to prove it. He has to do some research before enacting those tariffs. And Section 122 is also more the same, but it's like a quick temporary thing for 150 days, which is why he's going to impose that 15% global tariff on the world. Because he says he can. Like, there's no other reason for it other than to prove that he can under this new ruling, I guess. So that's causing a whole lot more uncertainty, chaos. Europe is like, what the hell? You know, why do we have to worry about this 15%? I mean, a lot of countries already made trade deals with the U.S., so those have to be renegotiated under this new Section 301, and then I guess temporarily everyone just gets a blanket 15% global tariff. So this is part of the reason why when Asia opened up last night for us in the U.S., Bitcoin dumped, because a lot of countries are, again, WTF. They don't know what to expect going forward. So this is one of the things that we have to deal with. You know, just we thought we may get some more clarity after this ruling, but it seems like we have more chaos and more uncertainty now. And I don't know if what he said during the press conference is actually right, that with Section 301 and 122, and there's a few other sections, that he just has the full authority to use them and do whatever he wants without Congress approval. I'm not even sure that's accurate. And what about the $200 billion that was collected through tariffs? Well, he even said during his press conference that the Supreme Court didn't rule on that. So the government plans on keeping it and waiting for litigation to happen from the countries that paid, from the companies that paid. And he also said that the $2,000 tariff dividend payments, okay, will still happen regardless of congressional approval. But how is that going to happen? Because that's supposed to be coming from the $200 billion that he's supposed to be refunding. So where's that coming from? I don't know. These are questions everyone is asking. And everyone is saying, I don't know. So this is one of the things that's weighing down on markets, on Bitcoin. When there's uncertainty, people just sell off everything. That's usually what happens. All right. Also, something to worry about is this. Supposedly, within days, if talks with Iran fail, supposedly the U.S. is going to make some kind of military action in Iran. We don't know what that means. Trump has threatened it. So hopefully there is some kind of negotiating happening and we come to terms. Otherwise, there could be another Venezuela moment, but it's much harder to do because Iran is a bigger country and it seems like they're better equipped and it's farther away and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I don't think we want to get into a war, another war in the Middle East. I don't know. It could happen. That's also causing a lot of uncertainty right now, a lot of chaos, right? So yeah, those are the two biggest things that's happening right now geopolitically that is causing a whole bunch of fear. But not everyone is fearful. Some are still taking advantage of the dip. Okay. On Friday, Bitcoin inflow was 88 million. ETH was 17K. 0 for XRP and 4 million for Sol. So, when we have major dips, there are still some people that take advantage because they realize this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. When markets fall drastically, including Bitcoin, that's when you go in, right? You buy low and you sell high. That's what the good investors, the smart investors, the big money investors, the institutions, that's what they do. So we don't see outflows every single day. And we're certainly not seeing massive outflows. Otherwise, this 54 billion net inflow would be diminishing rapidly, but not the case. Not the case. You got Tim Draper. Just like some of our other bulls, Tim Draper has been in Bitcoin for a very long time. Way longer than some of the usual bulls we talk about, like Michael Saylor. Okay? And he's like, Bitcoin's the greatest thing that's ever happened to humanity. And he's invested in a lot of tech companies. Almost every single tech company you ever heard of, he has invested in. So he knows tech. And he believes Bitcoin will continue upwards. And he has predicted 250,000 near term as well. So we will see. But obviously, not everyone is as bullish. There are some that are capitulating. And that's actually a good thing. For example, Bitdeer, which is, they are a Bitcoin miner. They sold their entire holdings, 943 Bitcoin, along with their 190 that they mined last week. Now, what's their reason? Do they have a good reason for it? Well, they said, our decision to sell Bitcoin should not be a concern for a broader market. We are currently evaluating multiple non-binding power land acquisition opportunities, and we believe it is prudent to prepare liquidity now. Our hash rate will continue to grow, and we continue to mine more Bitcoin for the interest of our shareholders. So they're basically saying, hey, we have good reason to sell our Bitcoin. Don't mind it. We're still going to continue operation. I don't know if that's a good post, actually. But at least they explained why they sold. But it seems like they are also feeling the fear. They fell for the FUD. They're trying to prepare liquidity, right, in case Bitcoin goes lower. But they're saying they're evaluating non-binding powered land acquisition opportunities, which doesn't mean that they actually enter any contract at all. So I'm just going to chalk this up as they felt the FUD. And they felt like they needed to sell. Same thing with this person. There's some kind of whale that dumped $750 million of the Bitcoin. Coin Bureau says this is a Satoshi era whale, but someone else says, no, this is like a Trump insider holding for 5 years. I don't know, maybe from the first term or what. But regardless, someone sold 11,330 Bitcoin. I don't know the exact timing. This could have been the reason why we dropped to 64,000 yesterday. So, you do have some that are just very fearful. They're not as strong-willed or diamond hand like long-term holders like you and I or Sailor or other people, right? Obviously, there are people that are selling. But remember, wealth is made by transferring from the inpatient to the patient. Okay? And I have a good example with Clash I'll share with you guys, and some of you guys know that. It happened just yesterday, too, among everything else that happened. But those that understand and those that are patient will continue to load up. Jane Street, which is a huge, huge asset manager, just bought 121 million. Well, they added to it, but now they hold 121 million of strategy stock, a 473% increase. Why do you think that is? Do you think that they're just doing it for fun? You think that they think this is the cool thing to do when everyone is starting to question Sailor and bash strategy? No, obviously they know something. Right? Obviously, they believe in the strategy that strategy is employing. And they believe in Bitcoin's future, right? So that's the thing. People that understand it's not going to fall for the FUD, not going to be FUDded out of their position. Because remember, when you're selling, you're transferring your wealth to someone else. That's what it comes down to. Sailor, of course, go continue his buying. He bought another 592 Bitcoin, $40 million worth. That's actually quite small compared to some of his previous buys. Right? But overall, he has accumulated and DCA'd to 717,000 Bitcoins, the largest treasury on the planet. I don't know if it's the largest treasury. I mean, if you count like Satoshi's bag and stuff, they could be counted treasury. Treasury from a public trade company. Let's just put it that way. He will continue forward, despite all the FUD. Now, a few other positive things besides long-term holders accumulating. We have a couple metrics like this one. Demand, 30-day demand. You could see that since December, demand has been quite negative. But for the first time since December, this metric has showed that we flipped to the green and there is positive demand now. That doesn't happen very often. It doesn't. We've seen a lot of these metrics that's measuring crypto winter bottoms, right? Or just like big capitulation times, like COVID, for example. We are going through something like that right now. And what happens next usually is you get stale for a little bit and then you recover greatly. You recover fast. So we got a lot of these metrics that show that we're right there. We're either at bottom or close to bottom. Here's something else that's comparing us to the 2022 bottom. Like I said, once we fell down to about 15,000, people didn't believe. People thought that, hey, there's no reason why we couldn't fall to 10,000. And if we hit 10,000, no reason to believe we couldn't fall back to 3,000, which was the low from the previous bottom. But look at what happened. We stayed there. We had some up and downs, but overall we stayed around 15, 16 for a long, long time. A long, long time. Like basically a year. That was crypto winter. And then suddenly we recovered. Right? Hopefully we don't have to wait a year. It's been already, what, 4 months since October? But 4 months isn't that long if you think about it. But usually what happens is you go through like a stale period where you get this sideways movement for a while and then you recover. So we just have to wait it out. Maybe we have to wait until April or May or maybe even June. But if we do recover, and this is the bottom of crypto winter, then it's actually pretty quick. And you definitely wouldn't want to be driven out now. We're definitely much closer to bottom than we are to top. That's for sure. So think about that. All right. Outside of Bitcoin, what else is there? Vitalik is accelerating Ether sales because there's a broader plan to fund ecosystem development and other initiatives. So he sold about 1,900, about a little less than 4 million over 2 days, and already a weak market. But this is to fund ecosystem development and other initiatives, right? It's not easy to upgrade ETH, and they have a huge developer base, and a huge ecosystem. So he's doing what he can to scale it and to make it even better. Okay, so this is not selling because he needs to go buy a yacht or needs to buy another Lambo or mansion. It's because he's trying to improve what he created. So that is admirable, and that's what you want from a leader, right? You don't want them to just go away. Well, eventually they have to enjoy their money, right? Obviously, they deserve that. But right now, he's working very hard at making Ethereum better. And you do have a lot of signals, just like what we see in Bitcoin. You see it for Ethereum too. And this is one that shows unrealized profit ratio, which is just measuring how many people are at an unrealized loss at this point. And it's as low as the bottoms of crypto winter and some of these previous dip points. See a lot of that. A lot of that. All right, what else? Some XRP news. I know some of you guys are XRP fans. Arizona makes to make XRP part of its official digital asset reserve. Interesting. Interesting. Arizona wants to put XRP in their reserve. Not Bitcoin, not ETH, XRP. Well, I don't know about the first two. Maybe they're just putting all three, but it's good. Good for XRP. And Japan SBI pioneers XRP-backed bonds as tokenized securities. Okay. Okay. You know what else is awesome about XRP? This educational video that I have not played and ignored for a very long time. Very, very, very long time. I may have to play it tonight. Right now, there's also a blizzard. Some people have like 2 feet of snow in their driveway. So I don't know if you guys are on the East Coast or wherever you are. A lot of flights canceled today. U.S. market pretty red all around. Bitcoin, falling back a little bit, 65. Sol barely clinging on to 80. And as for Clash and Clash picks, you know, we're holding at 31 million, but look at that. Yesterday, we had one of our whales had his wallet get hacked. That hacker sold off approximately $1 million worth of Clash in a single sell. It brought us down, but then look at the community. The community's like, oh my God, that is a steal. And they brought us right back up. So now we're back to 31 million. We were a little bit higher, like 35, 36, but the overall market got weaker again. But that goes to show you how strong the Clash community is. Even when you have one of the OG whales, the top, I think a top 5 wallet holder, sell the entire thing at once, okay, $1 million worth of Clash at once. You know, with any other project, it would break them. But not Clash, because the community believes that much in me and the project. And we have also released Clash Picks V2. This is very, very exciting. We did this yesterday. There is a brand new design for how events look, the type of events, and a lot of extra stuff that's really, really cool. For example, we now have Soul. So we just introduced that. That is one of our biggest things. For example, this one right here. You could see how it says P-Clash, Clash, and Soul. You could toggle through. Now we have 3 events integrated into one, and you can predict with Soul, with Clash, and P-Clash. All of our new events will have all 3. So I think Soul is going to make a big difference for our event. I know a lot of you guys have Soul, but you don't have Clash. So now you could jump onto the platform and use Soul immediately. Look at our sports, how it's broken down now. We have different subcategories like hockey, UFC, boxing. We had one with the Ryan Garcia event, WWE, basketball, like really cool looking. You got notifications on top. If there's a new event that's created, you'll get a notification thingy. You have a boosted events filter. We also are going to start something called Volume Championship starting in March. Okay, this is something that we're doing to drive more users to the platform. We're going to give out 200,000 Clash starting in March every month. So that's approximately 2 million Clash that we'll be giving out to the top volume drivers of this platform. That's also something new. So we got a lot of cool stuff. This is the reason why the community is so strong, because they love this platform. They believe in the direction we're going. And I'm going to lead us to 1 billion plus. It's really cool. Clash Picks is really coming together. We got so many features other people do not have. Not even close. Not Polymark and Kalshi. They wish they had the features we have. All right, that's it. Let's do some Q&A. George the Machine. Did the whale get anything bad? No. I mean, he's kind of devastated. He DM'd me directly. I know who it is. That's how I figured out when he DM'd me. And he doesn't know. I'm still trying to work with him. He doesn't know how it happened. But that was the greatest dump that we ever seen for the project. $1 million worth at one time. Where can I buy Clash? There are a lot of places. You can buy in Coinbase. You can search Coinbase and find it. You can swap in Phantom, in Jupiter. You can even go to our swap. We have a built-in swap on Clash Picks. So you can swap your Soul for Clash. Or you could just use Soul for predictions. But You could do it a number of places. It's in the description too. Eric, appreciate that. I'm in this blizzard driving to work. They love us at work. I'm so glad and blessed that I don't have to drive to work and commute anymore. But I did that for many, 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 many years. And I perfected sleep driving, where I would just kind of doze off and still get to work and back home. But I haven't done that in a long time. Alpha Tower, you look a lot fitter or a lot more fit compared to the past year. I appreciate that. I did drop some weight, so that's good. Yeah, when you drop the weight, a lot of things just improve, right? The handy millennial. Is that why I saw the same time the whole market? It actually happened a little bit beforehand, but it was very similar timing, yes. It just wouldn't be smart. I don't doubt the guy. He has given me no doubt why he would lie about it. And plus, if you were a large whale and you really want to dump, you wouldn't want to incur like a 70% slippage fee, okay? You would just do it in chunks. The fact that it was done in one single sell and then the soul was transferred out immediately tells me that he's not lying. But again, this shows you how much the community believes. The rest of Discord, people were like, oh my God, my bids got filled. People picked up Clash at bargain basement prices. But right now, it just kind of sucks that Sol is so low. I mean, even a few days ago, Sol got back to like $90, almost 90, and now it's back to 80 again. Overall market just super weak because of the tariffs again, Iran, all this stuff. Oh man, look at this. Eli Lilly launches a new form of Zepbound with a month's worth of doses in one pen. That's crazy. That's crazy. What does slippage mean? That means he lost 70% by doing that. He lost 80%. You could see the wallet. It's not hidden. You go into Dex Tools, you could see the wallet. You guys got to realize this is all on chain. Nothing is hidden. You can see all wallets. Clash on Phantom is safe as long as you don't do anything weird with it. Yes. Yes. That's the thing. It's like, I'm pretty sure 99% of the people that get hacked, it's not because someone really hacked into their computer. It's usually due to them connecting to a site they're not supposed to. And I have heard that story so many times. They fall for some airdrop site or some site that's asking them to connect their wallet. And as soon as that happens, boom, your crypto is gone. So in almost all instances, that's what happens. Now, there are rare occurrences where you download a malware onto your computer, but even then, they can't send your crypto. They usually just trick you, like they'll change your send wallet, right? Like you input a wallet address and then it changes it without you noticing, something like that. They still don't have the capability of like just sending it out of your wallet. And there's rare occurrences where maybe you stored your recovery phrase somewhere and then and they hack that. But in almost every case, it's due to someone connecting their wallet somewhere where they're not supposed to. Have you seen that 2-year liquidation zone on CoinGlass? It's like 45K, similar zone. Call sheet predicts it will hit it. Well, we will see. We will see. I may have to make that, if that's true, I may have to make that event on Clash Picks for people to predict. We do have a lot of crypto events, but mostly we gear towards positive side. We don't want to fear people. Because, you know, when you see everyone's saying like, oh, you know, they think Bitcoins will go to 45K, it almost becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. We have seen that many times before. So we rather do encouraging ones, like will Bitcoin close a March monthly candle green? Not red? You know, we don't phrase it like that. We still try to be more positive. And again, with Clash Picks, in case you guys are new, we're the only prediction marketplace that offers a free to predict model. Anyone could come on to the platform and claim P-Clash once a week, and it just reset. Everyone gets 100, but you get multipliers, like if people follow you, or you have Clash, or you hold NFT, or anything like that. You can claim it. And all of our markets have a P-Clash one. And a lot of people do use P-Clash. The reason being, we have a leaderboard. And every single week, we measure like this, who's the top performers, and they share a portion of the Clash that we collect as fees. So last week, we gave out 1.6K worth of Clash. This week, we're projected, even with the new week, 66, but that could definitely go a lot higher. So we have something, we're multi-currency, no one else has it. We have a free to predict model. So those of you guys that do not have any interest in predicting what Clash or Sol, perfectly fine. You could use P-Clash. There should be a minimum number of predictions made for P-Clash leaderboard. There is. It's by volume too. If your volume's too low, there's a big penalty. So a lot of this stuff I already thought of. Some of it still being implemented. Some still, yeah, being worked on. Yeah, you know, here's the thing. I don't know why anyone ever falls for the airdrop, like Kenny says. Okay, just don't connect your wallet anywhere unless you're 100% certain that it is legit. Okay, like these sites that promise you, like, oh, you know, you'll get a free airdrop here and that. Unfortunately, there has been some projects that have done that, where you actually have to connect your wallet for airdrop, which sucks. Because then it makes people think, okay, this is a legit form. So that's why some people fall for it. I know people have fallen for that for even Clash. There's been like fake social sites that say connect your wallet and get some free Clash. Those are all fake. So unfortunately, I understand why some people fall for it, but like you just got to be really, really, really careful where you connect to. Really careful. The new RS5 is so clean. Yeah, I agree. Especially the Avant, the hatchback. I saw it. It looks like a RS6. But here's the problem. They upped the horsepower, so it's basically the same as RS6. But I think I read it weighs like 300 and 400 pounds more because now it's a hybrid. So even though it may have the same performance numbers and it looks good, it's still smaller. And it weighs more. So I would still get the RS6 if I can. Jonathan, I lost 20K Clash in my Phantom wallet. Can't recover. Any suggestions? No. It sounds like you forgot your password or you deleted it accidentally and you don't have the recovery phrase. If that's the case, then no, there's no way to recover it. Recovery phrase is the most important thing to any wallet. I think most people still don't understand that. It's not your password. It's not your biometrics. It's a recovery phrase. With that, you can recover any wallet. Anyone can recover any wallet. So don't ever lose that. But yeah, don't lose it, Jonathan. It sounds like you have lost that, and I'm sorry. No plan for another sex exchange? Not right now. Not right now, but a lot of them are aware of Clash. It's just the right market timing. Right now, I don't think anyone's listing anything unless they're paying huge amounts, and we're not doing that. As Clash picks grow, Clash will become more deflationary. There's more buying power. Overall, when the market conditions improve, Clash, in my mind, no doubt, will be one of the best performing coins out there. And these exchanges, they will pay attention. They will notice. They will list anything that is hot and trending that gets them the volume. And so I'm not really worried about exchanges right now. Like even if we got a surprise listing, it'll be temporary. In a bad market, being on Coinbase does nothing. You look at all these other meme projects, they're listed on Coinbase and they have fallen below where Clash is. So it's like, it does nothing right now. You have to build something that people care about and use. And I could tell people love Clash Picks because our users and volume has been growing every single week. Dead Cell, thank you. And it changed our direction, because Clash was created for tournament gaming. And I know a lot of people don't care about tournament gaming or Clash Royale gaming at all, even though I'm addicted. That's why this is a new direction that everyone could support. And it's one of the hottest sectors in the space. And regulations are getting more favorable. So it's the timing of it, build in the bear and thrive in the bull. That's going to be the new model, right? Silver is up again with all this uncertainty, almost back to 90. Gold above 5,000 again, 5,200. Today, Nvidia and Broadcom up, surprisingly. Crypto-related stuff, not so much. Robinhood down almost 5. Coinbase down almost 4. Strategy down 2 something. Get the new S-Class with active body control. You'll love it. Have you tried it? I mean, they've been talking about the active body control for a long time. I don't think I've tried one yet. I mean, we have a big Mercedes already, a GLS. I don't like sedans anymore, so I don't know if we'll ever get an S-Class. But back in the day, getting S-Class was like the pinnacle, right? Like it's the car you get to show off, to say you've made it. But these days, not a whole lot of people drive the S-Class anymore. The C300 is like a mini S-Class. Well, that's kind of the point of the C and the E. They're supposed to be smaller versions. I can't even tell the difference between E and the S. They're basically identical, except the S is longer. Before, the S-Class would be wider and more like bigger proportions. Now you look at the E and the S are basically identical in terms of looks and width The only difference is the length. So it's kind of like no point. And the new S-Class, I saw the interior. They stole it off of their EVs. So it's like all screens everywhere. And it's not the most elegant looking, if I'm being honest. A lot of these designers, I feel like they went backwards. They feel like if you just add a lot of screens and LED lights, you know, it's better. Maybe in pictures or something, or at the beginning, you get wild, but then like you realize all these screens aren't the greatest. Sometimes having some buttons and rotary knobs and switches are better than all pure screens. How much class do you need to be rich? There's no right or wrong answer to that. That's like someone saying, how much Bitcoin do you need to be rich? But right now, what I can say is this. We're at 31 million, 3 cents. A lot of people ask me, can we hit $1, which will make it $1 billion? I truly believe with the right market conditions, and if we keep pushing forwards Clash Picks, that is a certainty. I believe that's my opinion, not financial advice. It is my opinion. Because I just don't see us. I see us doing so much more than anyone else out there. Like, I am 100%. Even yesterday, Sunday, supposed to be a relaxing day. I literally worked from the time I woke up, like 8:30, all the way until I slept. And it's all on Clash Picks. So I just don't see anyone else working as hard and doing as much as we are. So, yep. I think Sol, if we get our Sol volume up, it's going to make a big difference. It's going to be a huge difference because the fees we collect will be used for a lot of things, for buybacks, and also it gives us liquidity to spend. So getting Sol up, Sol volume up is going to be very important, which is one of the reasons why we have the volume championship, right? 2 million Clash given out. Most of it is going to be given to the Sol side to kind of jumpstart that. And that's going to start in March. So, but the weekly thing is still ongoing already. The weekly will still go on every week for P Clash, but volume championship is primarily for Sol and Clash events. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Dow is getting really ugly now. Dow is over 1% down, 600, minus 600. NASDAQ is actually holding relatively well, S&P 500 also, compared to Dow. Bitcoin, you know, still holding around 66, which ain't bad. If we just claw back up another 900 points above the 66.9, that is very, very encouraging. Very encouraging if we can hold above there, right? That means seller exhaustion has happened. The bulls are putting up a stand. I mean, we have fallen to this level before. If we can climb right back up again, that would be very encouraging among all this chaos and uncertainty that we're seeing right now. All right, guys, smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight. And join our Discord. It's in the description. And check out Clash Picks. All right? Have a good one, guys. And stay safe with all that snow.